Tick, 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 tick. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Blast off.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to b.hive Productions Horror Humpdays. And here we are. I hope none of you guys were expecting a Tunes for Tuesday last night. I've just been there's a lot going on in the background, so I just needed a break to collect myself, and I had a few ideas that I tried running through, and I just I just couldn't come up with something that I wanted to present to you guys. So I will have something for you next week on Tuesday. We'll come back and do season 4. So anyhow, tonight we will be yeah, lots going on. That's right, Bobby, and welcome. So I hope you got your feet kicked up and you're kicking back, man. So tonight's story is out of my book, Midnight Snacks. It was the first horror anthology that I wrote and published. And I was just looking through my other one, Nyctophobia, and I have read you guys every story out of there, so I'm running out of books. Hey, good evening, Shannon. It was nice to see you, buddy. And Kevin, how you doing, brother? Yeah, so there was we're gonna read what we got left of Midnight Snacks and then probably move on. I really want to read you Sleepwalkers, which is also another horror anthology, but all the stories kind of tie together. So we'll probably start that after we get through all the stories of Midnight Snacks, and we'll go from there. So good news is I've got my new book, Thin Spots, is all formatted and everything and ready for Kindle publication. And I've been trying to submit my manuscript for my paperback edition, and they were having some kind of software issues or something. I tried loading it in probably about 3-4 times, and it kept kicking it out with a message saying they're having problems down there at Kindle Publishing. So I'll try again tonight after the podcast. Hey, Steph. Is that a bee moving really fast, or is that a bee farting? That's a bee fart. Okay, of course it is. Anyhow, so yeah, I've got that going on. So it's looking like a go for an October release for Thin Spots, and I've got all the guys that are getting free signed copies. I've got your name and addresses, I think. If not, I'll hit you up on here and try to get that for you. Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff coming up this week alone, and I'll talk about that after I get done reading the story. So tonight's story is called The Ballad of Memphis, and I mean it's kind of old hat now, but it's about a multi-billionaire who has created the first starliner to orbit the Earth, and they are and he's invited all these celebrities and politicians and news media and influencers to come on the maiden voyage, and that is pretty much what it's about. I did model him after Richard Branson, the Virgin guy who's got the airlines, and I think he had the phone thing. I don't think he's got that anymore. Yeah, among other things. So how I came up with this story was I was actually flying to LA, and I think I wrote this story in about 20 minutes, half hour, maybe 45 minutes. And it So yeah, it happened while they were talking about what to do in an emergency. The stewardess was basically going over the emergency protocols, and I had read an article about the tragedy of Virgin Galactic's first tragedy with creating the starliner to go into orbit, and then one thing led to another and presented this. So anyhow, without further ado, let's get into the story. Yeah, let's see if I can find it here. The Ballad of Memphis. I had to write this one quickly. I came up with the concept when I was flying to Los Angeles. At the time, I was reading up on how a certain billionaire was building their first commercial airline to orbit the Earth. Also, the stewardess was demonstrating what to do in case of emergency. Well, all those ingredients churned out this little ditty. All right, you got something to sip? Sip it. And let's get into the meat of the story. The Ballad of Memphis. Well, you've done it. Here it is. This is the day. This is your day, Mr. Memphis Theodore Burroughs. You started out from humble beginnings, selling magazine subscriptions, and then you designed tennis shoes that everyone wanted to wear. Pro athletes, movie stars, the public. You opened up your own clothing line, and that soon opened up your own chain of stores. Then you began a record store, which turned into a music distributing company, Velocity Records. Every pop princess and Disney has-been sings for your label, and the people buy them. You've monopolized downloaded media, and everyone, every goddamn one, downloads their music, video, books, ringtones from you. You moved on. You grew bigger. Fiberdyne, Velocity Airlines, and now this, Velocity Aeronautical Starplane, the Memphis Belle, the first airplane to break the stratosphere and orbit the Earth. Today is your maiden flight. You've invited politicians, reporters, celebrities, and of course, your flavor of the week, Danica Hershey, your newest musical sensation discovery. Sure, she's 19 years your junior, but you're Memphis Burroughs. You've got more money than Trump and the Prince of Brunei together. You got more moxie than Hugh Hefner. And tonight, you're going to fuck the shit out of her at over 100,000 feet above the Earth's surface in your personal suite. There is the usual ass-kissing, the few naysayers, but after the press conference and photos, the Memphis Belle is loaded up and awaiting clearance for takeoff on runway 17 of SeaTac Airport. Her jets rumble. Your passengers sip nervously on the cocktails and smile shyly at you. This is it. This is your moment. You are the man. The tower calls out the clearance codes. The engine revs and the plane jerks. The G-force pulls you and the passengers into your soft memory foam seats. You have a direct link to the cockpit, an earpiece, and within seconds the nose lifts and clouds race past. The Earth's gravity pulls at you and your guests. There are some nervous groans. "No worries, folks," you announce over your personal speaker. "Just as we explained in the briefing meetings, you'll experience a slight discomfort as gravity pulls at us, and your head, well, may feel like it'll explode, but rest assured, the crew will be leveling out the cabin pressure." The secondary boosters kick in, and the Memphis Belle rips through turbulence like a Ginsu knife. You tap the button to the cockpit. "Any problems, Captain?" you whisper.
No, sir.
He answers obediently.
All systems check okay. We should be breaking through the stratosphere in a few minutes.
"Excellent. You've done well, Captain. Much appreciated for the smooth flight." And that was the wrong thing to say. You knew it was. In fact, after you said it, it felt bad in your mouth like a diet soda. Because from that moment on, things went bad. Things went really bad. It started when Kevin Newman, yes, the action hero movie star, threw up in his cocktail glass. Then he unbuckled his seatbelt and attempted to get up to use the bathroom. The idiot got up. The plane was doing Mach 7 and about to break through the atmosphere into space, and he got up out of his goddamn seat. "I've got a pew," was all that came out of his mouth as he was ripped out of his standing position and slammed through the back wall into the cabin area. He suffered several broken bones, a ruptured kidney, and many lacerations. His career was done, but that is entirely irrelevant now, isn't it? Now, just before the Memphis Belle broke through the atmosphere, there was a rumble from beneath the plane, like a giant-sized hail ball hitting the undercarriage. "Captain," you call through your monitor, "is everything okay? What was that?"
The instruments are reading normal, sir.
You notice a hint of nervousness in that voice.
No alarms, and I just ran a systems check. Doesn't seem to be anything.
What the hell was that noise that came from underneath us? The direction your moment of glory is going is starting to piss you off.
I can't be sure, sir.
You can't be sure. What do you mean you can't be sure? You look up at Danica. She could care less. She's busy looking out the window, watching the earth in full view. The rest of your passengers, however, are shaken. After Newman's exit and the rumble of the undercarriage, they're not sure if they wanted to take a magic carpet ride with Mr. Memphis Burroughs. "The captain will be leveling off and we'll be reaching orbital pattern in a few moments, folks," you announce. "As soon as we level off, we'll have a look at Mr. Newman's injuries, but please do not attempt to get out of your seats until we've reached inertial dampening. The light will come on momentarily." There's a concern on some faces for the fallen actor. These are rich people on board, after all, and they didn't become that way by caring about people. There were just a few bleeding hearts here and there, and you yourself had done some philandering in your long, rich career. The Humane Society, the Children's Cancer Fund, hell, you even shaved that beautiful mane of yours for St. Baldrick's, the Children's Cancer fundraising event. The bell goes off. Ding dong. You wanted that Star Trek sound, but they couldn't put it in. The seatbelt light shuts off.
The seatbelt light is now off.
The captain speaks.
It is now safe to move about the cabin area. On behalf of Velocity Airlines, Mr. Burroughs, and my crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on our maiden flight through orbit. You may feel a slight queasiness as you experience zero gravity effect in the cabin. We do have gravitational stabilizers equipped in the cabin, but I thought it would be a treat to experience zero gravity. If there's any discomfort during your flight, please be sure to let our staff know.
You feel proud again. Incidents forgotten already. Even as famous Dr. Gregory Bonstetter, head of cardiology at the Mayo Clinic, the guy who put in 3 stents in your own pulmonary system, patched up Mr. Newman and made him as comfortable as he could with a few doses of morphine. Everyone unbuckles and floats towards the port windows. The earth glows, filling every window. People ooh and ah. Some are having problems navigating their way through zero gravity. "Folks," you begin your glory speech, "thank you so much for joining me on this maiden flight. A few bumps and bruises are to be expected, and I pray Mr. Newman will recover from his injuries, which I, of course, will cover all expenses. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, Please, enjoy yourselves. Mi casa es su casa. There are the congratulatory handshakes, the shallow shoulder pats and kisses. You've opened the doorway, Mr. Burroughs, compliments a congressman from Texas. You've opened the future space flight for the average citizen. Well, thank you, Mr. Rice. You smile and reach into your breast pocket for your Viagra pills. You look over at Danica, who is staring in awe at the planetscape. This one's for her. You pop the blue pill into your mouth and walk over to her. Honey, you put your arm around her waist. I'm going up to the cockpit to personally congratulate my crew for a bit. Would you be a dear and meet me in our suite in, say, 15 minutes? Sure, honey, she says, in her sweet young voice, giving you that coy look that you know means, do what you want to me, just make me rich and famous. You make your way to the cockpit. You press your finger on the keypad by the locked cabin door. A light reads, "Your prince," and the door hisses ajar. You open the door and walk into the cockpit, which is lit up with the most high-tech avionic equipment money can buy. Of course, you didn't have to buy any of it because you own Fiberdyne that supplied the cable and fiber optics. And you own Velocity Aeronautical, which provided the rest of the material. Captain, you pat him on the shoulder and then look around at the 3 crew members. Gentlemen, I can't thank y'all enough for a job well done. Congratulations to you boys. Now let's make sure you get us all home safe and sound as well. There's an almost threatening tone to your voice, which usually you are able to mask, but not today. Because this is your magnum opus. This is your legacy. You're going to put yourself in the history books with this one. And you'll be goddamn if some fuck-up from some top Air Force academy is going to take that from you. You float back to the main cabin. People snapping photos of their peers in zero gravity. A few shots of you. More congratulatory ass-kissing. You make your rounds and realize it's time to visit Danica in your personal cabin. She has obediently worn the little Vicky secrets you bought her. Why shouldn't she? You bought out her contract from Disney. And now you owned her. You know that coy little smile on her lips is fake. That wanton yearning she is feigning doesn't affect you. Hell, let's be honest, Memphis. The last 4 wives were shams. Fakes. They wanted your money. You wanted eye candy on your arm. The younger the better. No tabloid would print anything about you and your addictions and your debauchery with young starlets, 'cause you owned them, and they knew it. I'm waiting for you, love, she coos with a plastic smile. She floats there in zero gravity, body splayed out before you as you float yourself towards her. The kiss, and how many of these fake, unfeeling kisses have your lips run across? Her moaning arouses you. You slip your hand on the waistline of her panties. And that is when it all goes south, amigo. Because the heat tiles on the undercarriage just below the cockpit overheat and start a small hole, no bigger round than a pencil. But that's all it'll take. The alarms sound and normal gravity is restored in the cabin. You hear people scream and fall outside your suite. Luckily, you and Danica were floating above your king-size bed. But that's the last of your luck tonight. Captain! You scream into the intercom. What the hell is going on out there?
Not sure, sir.
The captain sounds nervous.
The instrument panel's heating up. Internal temp is rising. We're losing...
With that, you hear pop, and then silence. The hull has weakened from the friction of the Earth's atmosphere. And that pencil-sized hole, well, that just sucked the entire flight crew into the vacuum of space. They look like beef congealed with liver as they spouted out of the hole like a geyser of gore. Memphis? Danica's eyes were wide with fear. You grab your clothes and tell her to stay where she's at. You make your way back to the cabin and everyone is in a panic. The oxygen masks have dropped and bells and whistles are screaming everywhere you turn. Of course, you don't panic. You're much too arrogant to panic. Let the rest of these wannabes shiver with fear. You're the alpha male, and you'll take care of this situation. "The hell is going on in Memphis?" asked Guillermo Lapiesio, an Italian director of 5 major motion pictures, 4 Oscars. "Just a malfunction," you smile, that reassuring southern smile of yours. "I would suggest putting on your O2 mask on and buckling in until we get this figured out." The crowd obediently sits and affixes the modified oxygen mask to their fearful faces, and they buckle in. As you make your way to the cockpit, there's a loud wrenching sound coming from the other side of the cockpit door. The pressure of the outer vacuum has ripped the entire cockpit off the ship, and gravity is sucking it back to Earth. But you don't realize that until you see the bulkhead start to crumple like tinfoil. "Shit," you mutter. "My, is that a bit of fear I hear in your tone, Memphis?" You make your way back to the main cabin, and people's eyes are wide, looking to you for courage. You aren't sure you have any. You go into your private suite. Danica smothers you with questions, and you grow impatient with her. "Listen to me," you spit in her face. "I need you to go out into the main cabin and buckle yourself in with the oxygen mask. Can you do that?" She nods and whimpers a bit, but leaves the suite. Obedient till the end, huh? Well, there's another wrenching sound, and the craft starts to spin. The inertial dampeners have failed. You make your way to your escape hatch, about the size of a cot, just big enough for you, Memphis. You strap on your impact suit and your portable oxygen tank. All systems are working. You climb into your escape capsule and you shut the automatic hatch. Depressurization. Another wrenching sound. Screams. The cabin has been ripped open and your guests are being sucked into space. You attempt to launch your escape capsule, but it's jammed in the launch tube. The ship rips apart all around you. The scene before you is something like a bloody massacre. News reporters, actors, actresses, sports celebrities, the extremely wealthy, but of course not as rich as you, Danica, all of them being ripped apart by the vacuum of space, literally turning them inside out. Some of them splatter against the viewport of your escape pod. Some are still clinging to their oxygen masks, and some, well, they're burning up as they re-enter the atmosphere. Your escape pod eventually floats away from the remnants of the ship. She's just a ripped-apart dream now. A tear falls from your cloudy blue eyes as it burns up in the atmosphere. Gravity begins to pull you towards the atmosphere. The automatic cooling system kicks on as your outer hull begins glowing as you re-enter. But something, well, a big something, broadsides your capsule and throws you out of your entry path. The capsule's damaged, and your ribs on that side are broken. A lung might be punctured. Warning alarms go off all around you in that crammed up space. But you can't focus because, well, you're spinning and you're disoriented. You eventually level out and begin drifting again after checking your systems. Oxygen, 3/4. Fuel, empty. Communications, offline. You look up through your viewport. You've drifted away from the Earth. No chance of landing on the moon either. It's on the other side of the planet. So where to, Memphis? Mars? Jupiter? Saturn? I've always liked Saturn with those really cool rings. Maybe Oblivion. And that, my friends, is the Ballad of Memphis. So I wanted to read you the article about Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic aeronauticals. A lot of critics have compared it to the submarine that imploded on itself. He's letting billionaires go into space and go, yeah, it's just a recipe for disaster. Anyhow, let me read you that article so you can kind of see the realism of all this. Virgin Galactic's first commercial space flight, expected to launch Thursday, is drawing comparison to last week's Titan submersible. Send 3 Italians and a Virgin Galactic flight instructor on the Galactic 01 mission, as it sells tickets for future space tours for $450,000. Of Ocean Gate's submersible on a pricey journey to explore the Titanic shipwreck. No thanks. Don't want to be searched for in the space with an oxygen level that lasts for 2 hours, one person wrote. And come on, what is going on? Oh man, there's so many ads on this webpage. Keep popping up. No thanks, I prefer to die for free, someone else quipped. The Post has reached out to Branson's reps for comment. Some were quick to argue that going to space is easier. The truth is, it's easier to go into space than to the bottom of the ocean, someone said while defending the mission. Branson, 72, has been working in the space industry for more than 2 decades, with several space flights behind him. Only in the past, they were reserved for astronauts and those with aeronautical experience. Even then, spaceflight missions often see delays due to factors such as weather, technical issues, and other unforeseen circumstances. In July 2007, for example, 3 employees were killed and 3 critically injured at the Mojave Air and Spaceport in California while testing components of the first Spaceship Two, the VSS Enterprise. Branson had planned to launch tourists into space in 2013 before pushing this timetable to 2015. Federal government approval was finally granted in 2021. The final test flight was completed in May after the company made safety upgrades to its fleet. Colonel Walter Valadi and Lieutenant Colonel Angelo Landolfini of the Italian Air Force, and Pantaleone Carlucci, an engineer from the National Research Council of Italy, will join Galactic's astronaut Colin Bennett for the historic spaceflight. The crew is expected to board the VSS Unity in New Mexico sometime after 11 a.m. Thursday for a 90-minute flight to conduct microgravity research as part of the mission. The crew will undertake 13 human-tended and autonomous experiments. Virgin Galactic CEO Michael Colglazier said Monday in a statement that the company's research missions will usher in a new era of repeatable and reliable access to space for government and research institutions for years to come. We are launching the first commercial space line for Earth with 2 dynamic products, our scientific research and private astronaut space missions. The next exciting chapter for Virgin Galactic has been driven by innovation, determination, and a commitment to delivering an unparalleled and truly transformative customer experience. In August, the company plans to begin flights to the edge of space for ticket holders, starting with Galactic 02. Monthly flights are expected to follow. Some 800 tickets have been sold in the last decade. Okay, so that being said, who the heck would want to fly into space? I don't know. You know, I look at what happened with the Challenger, and I don't know. I mean, I guess I just don't understand how you could ever get rescued in space. You know, you can get rescued in the ocean a lot easier, I think, than you could in space. So I don't know, but you know, I guess the more billionaires you send into space, that you know, something bad. I don't want to be that guy. But anyway, you guys know what I'm saying. So where is Memphis now? I'm pretty sure he is mummified and probably orbiting some planet in our solar system, is what I'm guessing, Bobby. So, but yeah. Anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you guys. That little blurb about Mr. Branson, and that was kind of my revenge for his crappy phone service that I subscribed to for a little while. It was horrible. But anyhow, there's so what's going on this week, you say? Well, tomorrow, Bobby and myself, um, there are two stuck up there now. Yeah, how about that, huh? Bobby and myself are going to be playing the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce community picnic. Starts at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon, and it gets done. I think it's 7 o'clock, and I don't think we're playing till 7. I think we're only playing for a couple hours, but who knows? Um, so I don't know, Bobby. Hopefully we'll have to improvise some kind of some set list or something. But yeah, I've been really kind of mean with getting Bobby practicing with me because he is opening up his store this weekend. That he's opening up. It's an antique store, and his poor wife um, is has been working her butt off while I make Bobby play his cajones for me. So, but we've had the last few nights off just because I think we got our songs that we want to play. I think we got them down, and him and I are pretty good at playing off of each other. So excited for that gig tomorrow. And then Friday and Saturday, Stephanie, who you all know by now, um, she is having an art show, and Bobby and Beth Paulson were gracious enough to allow, to host this art show for Steph to kind of, introduce people to her artwork and her photography, and also to introduce people to their store and themselves. So, Beth and Bobby, great people, great couple. And if you guys get a chance to, stop on out, check out the store, meet Bobby and Beth and Kenny, meet the family, meet Stephanie this weekend, and check out some of the art she does. She's really good. I mean, this is one of the things she did for me. This is her murder hornet. She likes murder hornets, so yeah, there's that one. And then she did one of Boo Boo Kitty. She's done quite a few Boo Boo Kitty, but yeah, that's Midsummer Boo Boo Kitty. And I don't know who's going in the bear suit, but yeah. So, but yeah, she's I mean, everything on the walls in this house is something that she has created. Um, she does a lot of abstract stuff, but she also does um, a lot of landscape, cityscapes. She painted a really awesome painting of me playing guitar and the cat, Boo Boo Kitty, and the Northern Lights were behind us. It's actually the cover photo on this page here. So yeah, so come out and check that out. And I think I'm gonna be playing guitar at least for a little while on both days. The art show is Friday and Saturday. I think Friday it's 6 to 10, and Saturday is what time to what time? 4 to 8, 4 to 7. I think so. Yeah, 4 to 7, 4 to 8, something like that. Maybe Bobby, maybe you can type it up on here and comment what the time is for the art shows coming this weekend. Um, but yeah, so come out, check out the shop. Maybe come out Thursday and check out Eagle River, which we're calling ourselves without Mike and Amy. So we thought maybe we would just call ourselves Eagle River, and then we would just like featuring Mike and Amy or featuring whoever wants to come up and play with us for a little while. So I don't know. I mean, it's a big joke, but we're also planning uh, kind of it's a cool concert idea from Bobby. And the more I wasn't excited about it when he first brought it up to me, but now I'm kind of getting excited about it. So I kind of hope it happens. It'll be a lot of fun to do. And but yeah, and I'll let you guys in on that. It'll be so. Let's see. Beth says 6 to 10 on Friday, and 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday, and 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday. Saturday, and I don't think I'll be playing music for that long at either night. But I will be there to play a few songs while you all mingle with the Paulsons and little Miss Schultz. And yeah, I'll just be in the background, just kind of strumming and humming. So yeah, and that's pretty much all that's kind of going on. You don't have any gigs set up after tomorrow. Mike Burns from our band, he is singing at some country jam in Marshall. He won a contest, and he got a chance. He's going to be opening one of the opening acts for this. Well, I think I got the paperwork here for it somewhere. Let's see. Lauren Elena. I don't know if you guys know who that is. It's this girl right here. So yeah, he's gonna be on stage singing, opening one of the opening acts for her. So good luck to you, Mike. Hope you do good, man. Break a leg and knock him dead. Don't be nervous. And yeah, we'll try not to. Bobby and I will try not to scar the name of Eagle Lake. You know that's not going to happen. You know, because it's me and Bobby. Bobby's has 0 F's to give either. So, but yeah, we're gonna do awesome tomorrow. So either come out tomorrow or come out this weekend and meet all of us. We'd love to meet you. Steph would like to meet you. I think she's a little nervous to meet some of y'all, but she'll be fine. You guys will find her personality and be like, "Oh my God, she's so awesome!" So, just like I did. Anyhow, so all right, I'm gonna call it a night, you guys. Oh, I also wanted to say something about no, I'm gonna save that for another night, and I'll just pop in and do a live stream and just say what's on my mind because I gotta think it through my head first. But anyway, so yeah, that's what we got going on. Hopefully, I'll have more news about the book moving forward. I gotta come up with a cover, and then I think I'm done, and then it's getting released onto the public. So, all right, you guys, have a great night. Thank you very much for always coming out here and always supporting me and commenting and sharing this with your friends and liking and subscribing and all of that cool stuff that you guys do. That gives me the little badge that says I'm a rising creator on Facebook. And keep doing what you're doing, man. Thanks, Shannon. I'm glad you enjoyed the story. It was one of my early ones, and my early ones I'm always like, well, I don't know if they're gonna like this one, but yeah. So I'm glad you like it. So I'll have something for next week on Horror Humpdays. I'll have Tunes for Tuesday is coming back on Tuesday of next week, and yeah, and everything will be back to normal again, whatever that means. So Hey, you are very welcome, Beth. I'm surprised that you hear my stories and you still allow your husband to hang out with me. So that means a lot. I appreciate that. So thank you guys. I love all of you. If you're new coming to this and checking this out, um, hi. Thanks for coming. I do this every Wednesday. I have a podcast on Tuesdays where I play some music for you. And I plan on popping in with other things on different days. It's just everything's all learning and trying shit out. So yeah, this seems to be going good because everybody likes bedtime stories, and I like reading stories to you that I've written. So it's all good. It's all good. So have a good night, everybody. Sleep well. Mwah. And don't go into space with billionaires. That's my takeaway for today. All right. Peace and a bottle of hair grease. Pachow. Pachow.